Country music singer Zach Bryan has ticked off all of Kansas City, but you know who I have a bigger problem with is Patrick Mahomes' trainer, who just can't get off of social media. He just can't. If you Google or look up the story, if you haven't seen it, Zach Bryan got into it with Chiefs fans over the weekend on social media, and he came out and said that he would never play again in Kansas City. Why? He's an Eagles fan. He posted on social media over the weekend, and where are all the three-peat people from last year? And we know that was in reference to the Chiefs trying to three-peat for the first time in NFL history. So Chiefs fans start responding. It goes into the gutter because that's what social media is. Everyone's a tough talker. Trust me, I know it and see it firsthand all the time. Just go into my mentions. You can see them there. But one of the people who dropped into Zach Bryan's mentions was Bobby Stroud, who is Patrick Mahomes' trainer. So Zach Bryan says in response to someone, please understand I will never play in Kansas City. Now, apparently he was here in 2023 at T-Mobile, and he had 20,000 fans there. So I'm not sure that he's actually never going to come back to Kansas City. If he can make money, money talks. I'm sure he'll be back, if it makes sense. But for now, he's doing a whole thing of, I can't stand the Chiefs. I'm an Eagles fan. Chiefs fans are being mean to me. It's like, dude, you opened up the can of worms. You know how people are on social media. They're going to be tough talkers, and you got to deal with it. You started the whole thing. No one went after you. But why? 3 weeks after, he gets Keatsman worldwide news. And let's be clear, when Keatsman went off on Mahomes' dad bod on his podcast, that thing got amplified by a couple of social media accounts, and then Mahomes' trainer responding to him was the thing that just set this deal off to the moon. And Kevin and I, we've talked about it. He's talked about it. I mean, that's what actually made this thing larger than life. Mahomes' trainer getting in the mentions and responding is what took the story to the next level. And now you've got Mahomes' trainer once again in Zach Bryan's mentions after he says, please understand I'll never play in Kansas City. Bobby Stroud says, you must know we don't care then. It's like, dude, can you just be a trainer and get off social media? What is the point of the trainer getting into the biggest social media spats happening with Chiefs fans on whatever the topic is? It's like, just focus on the squats and the deadlifts and the bench press and make sure the guy's in the best shape possible for a big year as he's set to turn 30 years old, trying to get back and win a Super Bowl. Just please focus on that. I don't want to hear from trainers. I don't want to know trainers. I don't want to be able to cite their names. Those guys and gals are best out of sight, out of mind, not being a topic of conversation, and having nobody know who they are. Can you name a single other trainer for a professional athlete in this country right now? Because I can't. I can't. And that's how I like my trainers, John. I want them out of sight and out of mind.
All I could think of was Richard Simmons, rest his soul. But you had a professional athlete, and I'm like, oh, no, that won't work.
You know what? Close enough. There's one guy I went to high school with who played college baseball who now does some training for some lower-level pro athletes, but no one else knows him. I just know him because I went to high school with him.
I know Nebraska quarterback Dylan Raiola, his trainer is also Bobby Stroop.
Oh, well, same guy then.
Yeah, same guy.
Same guy. It's like, dude, please don't make yourself the topic of conversation again. You did it once. You had to go back and delete all your posts about Keatsman. And now, like, you're trying to once again be the everyman for the Chiefs fans. But it's like, come on, man. That's not your role. You're not going. The only way that you are beloved as Patrick Mahomes' trainer is if he stays healthy, you help keep him healthy, and he has a great season. That's it. Nobody cares about your social media. No one's interested in your social media. And if you have enough time to get into all of these different spats, then you've got too much time on your hands. And go fix Raiola up there at Nebraska. Mark, you're a Nebraska guy. I know there's big expectations up there, but let's be honest. They've had big expectations for the last 10 years, and they've fallen flat on their faces every single year.
Oh, yeah. He'd have a big year this year.
We'll see. Matt Rule's he turns programs around. But I got to see it to believe it up there at Big Red because they've had the talent before, and they just can't hack it in the Big Ten, man. They just can't get it done, it seems like.
This kid Raiola is a copycat of Mahomes. He wears number 15, has the same old haircut.
I know. He's a cheese
does a little
ball.
pregame jump thing.
He's a cheese ball. I'm rooting against them just because I think that guy's a massive tool.
I like him.
Because you're a fan of Nebraska or because you like him?
I think he's a good quarterback.
Is he, though?
He looks like he can be.
He looks like he can be.
He was a freshman last year, so I'll give him that.
He looks like he can be. Okay, thank you for that. Now, meantime, we did have the Chiefs, of course, take the field over the weekend in their first preseason game. And I flipped it on. We had the girls back from a little pool party we had, showering them up, drying the hair, the whole thing. I'm like, wait, it's 7 o'clock. Got to turn on the game. Let's go. We flip on the game right as the Chiefs kick it off. And we see the fumble by Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs recover. And then 3 plays later, you get a touchdown.
A couple more, yeah.
Yeah, right after that. And my oldest, she was like watching the game and she's into it. She's like, oh, the Chiefs are back. I'm trying to explain this is a practice game, though, right? Mm-hmm. And explaining that to a 6-year-old is difficult. But I'm explaining to her, it's like, yeah, when we scrimmage at your soccer practice, it's like the same old kind of thing. Oh, okay, I get it. But why is there another team? It's not really a scrimmage. I'm like, oh, that's a good point. Now I got to try to
got you, Dad.
I got to figure out how to explain this whole thing. But her assessment at 6 years old is that she didn't like Patrick's facial hair. She's off the facial hair goatee train, whatever he's got going there.
Right. She's got standards.
And she misses the long hair. Those were the 2 takeaways from the 6-year-old after the first drive on Saturday night. And I said, you know what? That's really all you got to take away from a preseason game because there's not much else to come out of it,
My mother-in-law came in for the second half, and she was shocked that the Chiefs lost. I said, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal.
Well, it's funny. Claire said to me, she goes, she went to bed around 8. She said, are you going to watch the rest of the game? I said, yeah, probably. She said, what about me? I said, well, I'll record it. We can watch it in the morning. So in the morning, she comes down on Sunday. It's like 7 o'clock. She's the first one up with me and the baby. And we watch like the plays. YouTube TV now has this great app where you can just watch all the important plays, and it'll take you all of 10, 15 minutes or so.
Yep.
So we watched like 32 plays. The Chiefs end up losing. And she's like, they lost. What is going on here? I'm like, it doesn't matter. They're playing Bailey Zappi at quarterback here by the end of the game, okay? It's going to be all right. Don't worry about it. We can't name anybody on the field right now. It's going to be just fine. But it was a lot of fun to have football back. I'm not going to lie. I thoroughly enjoyed putting on the television and seeing some kind of football that I care about because it really is America's sport, and it's not even close right now. I mean, you look at the ratings, regular season football blows out Major League Baseball playoffs, NBA playoffs. I mean, it is just night and day. So we're going to be back into the swing of things here coming up in just, I guess we got Friday, September 5th, week 1. Kickoff for the Chiefs on a Friday night. I hate that, but, it is what it is with the NFL.
Game this Friday night.
And this Friday night, another preseason game coming up. Olathe, that's where Mike is. What's up, Mike?
Yeah, based on what I just heard from Mark and from Claire, the Chiefs are going to lose because Mahomes doesn't look as good, but Nebraska is going to go undefeated and win the national championship because that dude looks good.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That is some expert analysis. I think you guys, that's brilliant, Mark. Way to go. And Claire, too. But I would go with Claire more because I still think the Chiefs are going to be fine. But, Nebraska, that dude is a tool, man. He needs to get over himself up in Nebraska because he could be good.
It's cool to replicate guys like when they're not playing anymore as like a throwback to the old days. But when the guy you're replicating is in his prime and you're not only trying to play like him, like everyone wanted to play like Michael Jordan when I was a kid in the 90s. But if you were actually really talented and you literally mimicked everything from sticking your tongue out to socks to shoes to everything else to the attire, then it's like, dude, that's just getting kind of creepy is what it is. It's just getting weird and creepy.
Daddy, you're my daddy.
On the text line, Pete, a trainer can't have an opinion? You're being an elitist. I didn't say he couldn't have an opinion when it comes to Mahomes' trainer. I'm saying don't air it out on social media. Absolutely have an opinion. But there's a place to have an opinion. Mahomes has a lot of opinions. He's not airing out his Donald Trump opinions on social media because that wouldn't make a lot of sense and be good for the brand right now. Picking and choosing your spots and knowing whether or not you need to have a big presence on social media on nonsense is an important part of the job. And if you're Mahomes' trainer, the only thing that you should be doing on social media is posting videos of the most famous athlete on the planet working out. That's your best branding tool. That's it.